monster. Can that be the episode? Okay.
I love you there.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! It's not!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Beer Chasers. I'm Preston. We're joined once again by Sara and Galatiani. Ladies, how's it going?
Great. Good.
So we're continuing back down the road of stout adventure. Today we've got 2 beers from the Ballast Point Brewery. Tell them what we got.
First, we have Victory at Sea Porter with coffee.
Followed by the Sea Monster Imperial Stout.
So we have a coffee porter, then we also have an imperial stout. Pretty good pairing. You guys ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Let's drink some beer. Victory at Sea is an imperial porter with coffee and vanilla. The beer is stated to have subtle roasted notes and minimal acidity due to the use of cold brewed coffee. It is an ABV of 10%, an IBU of 60, Beer Advocate rates it at 97, Great Beer rates it at 99, Untapped rates it at 4.08. Alright, so starting off the episode, we have Victory at Sea. Let's go for the rating and look at the appearance. So it's got a very dark brown, but a hint of ruby to it.
Yes.
I agree. I see the dark brown. I see like at least 10 specks of ruby red. It makes it look pretty.
You and your specs. Yeah, I see it too.
Yeah, nice bubbles for a porter. I think if I rate this, I'm going to give it a 4. It looks nice. Alright, the smell? I think a nice coffee aroma there. I'm not getting any kind of super roasted bitterness from like the malts or anything. I think it just smells like a dark coffee beer. What do you think?
I'm not super familiar with the way porters are supposed to smell, so I tend to want to compare them to stouts. But if they're a little bit, a step down, then I think it's pretty good because they're not too strong, but coffee's definitely there.
I agree. I smell the coffee. Again, I'm not no huge, thing of roast or anything, which it's not the style anyways, but I think the coffee's there, definitely.
Yeah, definitely a 4. Number 4 again. So the best part, the taste. Cheers.
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 That's nice. It's more roasted than you would expect from the smell. And I think it's from the coffee though. I think it's kind of that roasted coffee and not like a bitter roasted from kind of some of the malts you might get from like a stout or something. What do you think?
No, it's definitely just straight roasted. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
I
bitter
agree.
at all.
I gotta say I'm surprised, because in the beginning you didn't smell any roast at all, and then you're tasting
It's
it.
very mild, and then when you taste it, it's pretty strong actually in coffee flavor.
Yeah, I think that the taste of this one would be a good introductory beer for someone like yourself who didn't like beer at all until you found out like beer could taste like coffee. I think this would be almost like a coffee for them. Like it really, like this is beer. I thought this would have been some fancy. If you could have told them, hey, it's some Italian espresso, try this.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It doesn't have like the big, huge malted stoutiness, which is good because again, it's a porter and it shouldn't.
Right.
For the taste, I will go with another 4. I think it's pretty solid, above average. You know what? I'll say 4.5. I mean, it's pretty good for a porter.
It almost tastes like a stout.
Mm-hmm.
Like it smells lighter, so I got the porter, I guess, aspect, but it almost tastes like a stout.
Yeah,
so
and
it's just a straight stout.
And I think again, that's probably just the roast from the coffee. It's giving you that kind of impression of like stouts are kind of roasty, and I think once you get a little more familiar with styles, you can tell, okay, that's like a malt roast versus like a coffee roast. But I can definitely see where you're coming from. So for the mouthfeel, what do you all think?
Again, I'm not as familiar with porters, but I think it's pretty darn good.
I think it's
To be
where it
honest
should
with
be.
Yeah.
You drink it, you get that taste. I mean, it's not meant to be a stout, so it doesn't coat, anything. But I think it's exactly what it should be. You get the taste, it's there, and
It lingers for a nice little bit.
Yeah, I think it's medium body, coats nicely, perfectly carbonated, sticks around for a good amount of time. Not so syrupy that you kind of like, but just enough to kind of remember that it's there.
Yeah.
I'll go another 4. So overall, where does that put Victory at Sea for y'all?
Again, not knowing as much about porters, I mean, I think it's really good. But because I'm not sure, I'm just going to be a little safe and say an 8 because I don't know exactly. It could be the best porter there is, but I don't know. So I'm going to say 8 because it's really good.
Fair enough.
I would say an 8.5 to a 9 for a porter. For a porter, it's really good. It's getting kind of close to almost a stout aspect to me, so I can really get the coffee and the feel. So I mean,
I think if you look at my scores overall on the scale of 1 to 5 with all the categories, I think it's a strong 4, maybe a 4.25. Very solid all around. It exceeds my expectations in just about every category. Pretty damn good beer, and I'm not a big fan of porters. If I'm going to do it, I'm all in. I'd rather do a stout. Because, you know, porters generally don't have the high ABV, so, you know, I'm going to go for something that's much more alcoholic, much more strong and roasted, but pleasantly surprised, and I think I'd get this one again.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, so there you go. That's Victory at Sea.
Sea Monster is an imperial stout that explores the darkest reaches of the traditional oatmeal stout. The beer features roasted coffee notes with hints of bittersweet chocolate and currants. It is an ABV of 10%, an IBU of 65, Beer Advocate rates it at 89, Rate Beer rates it at 76, Untappd rates it at 3.91.
Alright, so to finish the episode off, we have Sea Monster, their Imperial Stout. So this is an Imperial Oatmeal Stout with chocolate, coffee, currant flavors. Should be interesting. Go for the ratings, look at the appearance.
Really dark.
It's dark, but it's still got like hints of ruby almost like the last one. It's definitely not like super black like I would expect an Imperial Stout to look.
I agree. I'm pretty surprised actually with how much ruby red I see in this.
Pretty transparent. Again, you know, I'm not super familiar with Imperial Stouts, but I have enough of them to know that this is kind of on the lighter side. What do you think?
I do see the ruby red still. It almost looks like the same as the last one to me.
Alright, on the appearance, I'm going to go with a 2.75. I think it's just slightly under kind of what I was expecting. Let's go for the smell. Ooh, there's booze.
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's definitely hot.
Whoa!
Oh, I definitely smell alcohol in here.
I mean, that's kind of all I'm smelling. It's like it almost smells like a really boozy wine.
Yeah, the malt is almost, you almost hit the nail on the head there. It almost smells like a barley wine. And not like a big, super crazy 13% barley wine, but it almost smells like that the sweetness of the malt you do smell is that barley wine kind of sweetness, and not really for the style. What are you thinking?
I mean, I agree. It's kind of a little surprising with that, too, that it's it's kind of like a strong wine.
Yeah.
And I almost kind of get like that Belgian-y kind of earthiness to it. So like this kind of barley wine kind of earthiness. I'm not really getting any stout, any chocolate, any coffee. Kind of disappointing. I'm going to rate that a 2. I mean, that's well below what I was expecting for reading the bottle and knowing the style. Yeah, not what I was expecting. Well, let's give it a taste.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The taste mimics the smell.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Just whoa.
It tastes more like a barley wine to me. I know neither of you, I think, have ever had one, or if you've had one, I know you might have had one, just a few of them. The maltiness is very much like a barley wine. And again, not some big, crazy, super heavy 13% barley wine, but definitely I'm not really getting imperial stoutness from it. I don't get coffee.
Not at all.
Maybe a touch of chocolate. I'll give it that. Maybe just a slight twinge.
There is a slight tinge of chocolate and maybe a little bit of roast, but not coffee. Just roast, like a tiny bit of roasted chocolate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And chocolate malt will kind of give it that taste, because it's just kind of what it does. It's not really truly chocolate. It's just kind of like a dark roasted malt. So.
I taste that, but that's, very slight.
I'm searching for this chocolate here. I am searching for the roast. I have to say, I really feel like I'm tasting what I smelled.
Yeah.
Like a wine, and I'm searching hard right now.
Yeah.
To try to get it.
You like your coffee beers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For rating, I'd give it another 2. I mean, it's pretty lackluster. I'd almost want to go lower than that, but you know what? I will 1.5 on the taste. Just not what I was expecting for an imperial oatmeal stout. So for the mouthfeel, give another shot here.
Booze.
It's booze.
Booze.
And it's kind of medium-ish. It's not really imperial stout territory. It's not really thick and coating and.
No, because it's like wine. It's like boozy wine. So it's like sip and done.
Yeah.
I have to agree. There's nothing coating. There's nothing thick about it. It's like a cough on some wine.
I agree.
I have to tell you, I feel like I'm drinking
Yeah.
cough medicine right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So overall, where's that going to put this beer for y'all? Scale of 1 to 10 is overall of beers in general.
4.
4.
4. I can't.
Man, I have to say you're still probably being more generous than me. I'm gonna go 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. I think overall this is kind of in that 2.25 or 2 category for me. Pretty let down by this, and I'm not gonna say it's one of the worst beers I've ever had, but I would go to say it's probably one of the worst imperial stouts I've had. And again, just from reading the bottle and the style that they've categorized this as, it misses on just about every mark, which is unusual for most beers. Most beers have at least one thing, like, you know what, smells like it, or it's got a nice mouthfeel, or, you know, it looks like one, but this pretty much missed the mark in just about every category.
So you're basically drinking it just not to waste the money and pour it down the drain?
Yes, I'll finish it. I mean, there's very few beers that I won't drink, but would I buy this again? I think we'll revisit this in the next part here, but probably not. So there you go. That's Sea Monster. All right, with those tastings complete, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Beer Chasers. So we started with Victory at Sea.
For a porter, it was really good. You got the flavor, the coffee is close almost to being a stout. So I think that one was great, actually. Nice, flavorful.
Yeah, I agree.
So on the beer chasing aspect, would you drive a couple hours to the brewery just for this beer?
A couple hours, I would go a couple hours.
I would too.
Alright, I'm down for a couple hours. You're driving?
Sure.
Alright.
Would you go across state lines for this beer?
Kind of unfair of a question because I'm more of a stout girl. So for me to leave the state ever for anything not a stout, it would be kind of hard. So I probably wouldn't drive out of state. But
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I
Not
think-
upstate.
I think I would. Again, if I was on a porter kick and I was into porters and I had some family coming in that were totally into porters, I knew this would blow their mind. Like, I definitely could see myself making the drive, maybe with them once they got into town to go pick some of this up. Are we flying cross country for this one? Definitely not.
No.
So then we finished the episode with Sea Monster.
That just tasted like a boozy wine, like a barley wine. Pretty lackluster on all other aspects of it.
Yeah, I think you likened it to kind of cough syrup.
yeah, I have to say, to me, it's like Robitussin. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, pretty
Pretty
disappointing.
disappointing,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably one of the worst imperial stouts, if not the worst imperial stout I've ever had. I don't think any of us are going to the brewery a couple hours away to pick this one up. We can pretty much drop it there.
No.
Definitely wouldn't recommend that one. But you try it. They're not always home runs, but at least you give it a shot.
You have to.
All right, well, ladies, thank you very much for helping out. That's going to wrap up the episode. I'm Preston, Sara, Galatiani, and the Beer Chasers. We'll see you later.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.